Questions have been raised about Max Verstappen's future with Red Bull, especially if he isn't in the top three of the Drivers' Championship by mid-season. Despite both Verstappen and team principal Christian Horner dismissing these speculations, it's a topic worth exploring as we anticipate potentially dramatic maneuvers before F1's new regulations kick in. Meanwhile, discussions involving George Russell and Horner have fueled curiosity about possible major shifts in the F1 landscape. Currently, the talk of the F1 world is the dynamic between Max and Red Bull. The RB21 car has proven challenging, and Verstappen might find himself considering a new team if Red Bull doesn't improve as the new era begins. Public denials aside, such situations rarely get openly discussed. Mercedes' boss Toto Wolff, a known admirer of Verstappen, has hinted at interest in Max despite his confidence in Mercedes' current drivers. The upcoming engine regulations in 2026, with Mercedes and Ferrari leading the charge, give Wolff leverage over Red Bull, who are lobbying to delay these changes. Understanding this context helps explain Verstappen's potential dissatisfaction with his current team's internal strategies. Christian Horner has swiftly brushed aside any chatter about Max Verstappen leaving Red Bull. The team boss mentioned that while there's been plenty of buzz both within and outside the team, Max has made his commitment clear once again. Their primary focus is enhancing the car's speed, with Max being an integral part of that mission. Any talk beyond that is merely idle speculation. Max is known for his loyalty to Red Bull, but there comes a time when one must question whether their dedication is truly valued. As it stands, much of Red Bull's future rests on Verstappen's shoulders. His exceptional driving skills are what keep the team competitive, and without his contributions, Red Bull might find itself battling in the midfield. Toto Wolff plays a crucial role in this scenario. The Austrian acknowledges that his current drivers are essential for the future, but he is fully aware that if Verstappen becomes available, resisting such talent might prove challenging. Max has shown he can compete with the fourth fastest car and clinch a championship with the third fastest. Now imagine if the new regulations give a significant edge to Mercedes. It wouldn't require a vast gap between Mercedes and rivals like Ferrari or Honda. A slightly more adaptable car than Red Bull's could do the trick. When discussing Mercedes' future, Wolff outlined a specific time frame for when these decisions will unfold. He mentioned they haven't had discussions with Russell yet, emphasizing there's no need to question their current driver lineup with George and Kimi. They plan to revisit these talks during the European season, remaining relaxed. Russell continues to meet and exceed their high expectations. He's definitely delivering, no question about it. There's really nothing more you'd expect at this point. We've got this summer transfer window ahead, and right now there's no reason to criticize or doubt anything. However, come summer, Verstappen's situation will likely grab the media spotlight once more. Veteran Austrian Helmut Marko mentioned that if the team doesn't perform as expected by the summer break, there will likely be a lot of speculation about Max's future, with much of it potentially negative. Verstappen's contract includes a clause that allows him to leave the team if he ranks below third place in the Drivers' Championship, and that's something Red Bull can't currently promise. The Austrian team's performance is quite inconsistent, changing from one session to the next, from race to race. Red Bull must be prepared for a future without Verstappen, which might arrive sooner than anticipated. Given this context, Horner's decisions shouldn't be criticised. Engaging in a conversation with Russell and evaluating situations beyond their control shouldn't be considered a misstep by Red Bull's team principal. Like it or not, he must prioritise his team's welfare, and the notion that this is a one-person show needs to dissolve soon. Ironically, this very idea is what's keeping Red Bull in the spotlight right now, which is why it's crucial to pay attention to upcoming staff changes. Another expert, Martin Brundle, shares his concerns about Russell's future with Mercedes should Verstappen become available. Martin expressed his reservations, saying he'd be worried for George if Max hit the market, given that Mercedes clearly has plans centered around Kimi. Despite the uncertainties, George excels as a team leader. However, Toto previously passed on Max, and it's doubtful he'd let such an opportunity slip again. Yet, Mercedes isn't the only potential threat for Verstappen. We can't ignore the impressive strides Aston Martin is making. The team from Silverstone has a cutting-edge wind tunnel in the works, poised to surprise the racing world with its advanced capabilities. Adding to that, they've brought Nui on board full-time to work on their 2026 car. With Honda's involvement, it's clear why Red Bull and Verstappen have been so successful. These collaborations were a key factor. Honda values Verstappen highly, and when talking about a possible future partnership, the company's president, Koji Watanabe, emphasized that Honda would play a significant role in choosing drivers, just as they did with Red Bull. He also mentioned that although the number of available seats will be fewer, Honda will still actively participate in discussions for the 2026 lineup and beyond. Ultimately, the team will decide on their drivers, but Honda's input will be prominent, similar to their previous partnership with Red Bull. Even Fernando Alonso has expressed his enthusiasm at the thought of Verstappen joining Aston Martin, a possibility that seems more realistic now, thanks to a generous $300 million offer over 3 years. This handsome sum could entice Verstappen to make the move, even if it means overshadowing Stroll as his teammate. Regardless, Aston Martin seems unbothered by such dynamics. They're determined to clinch the driver's title, no matter the price, which explains why Newey hasn't focused on developing solutions for the 2025 car. On the flip side, Alonso's remarks make the situation crystal clear. Verstappen's involvement with the team highlights their towering ambitions as they enter this new phase. Discussing these speculations, Alonso stated that he believes they are positive for the team. The reigning champion is sometimes linked with a move to other teams like Mercedes, Aston Martin and Ferrari, indicating the strength of the current project and the promising outlook of the team. The responsibility lies with Red Bull to retain Verstappen amidst the upcoming intense competition. Only time will reveal if the upgrades planned for Imola can rival McLaren's advancements. While Verstappen's performance has been pivotal, he may not consistently remain at his peak, as a single error could significantly impact his championship chances early in the season. This isn't like 2024, when numerous drivers were dividing the points among themselves. Now it's a battle between him and the 2 McLaren cars, and he might want to rethink his strategy as new rules come into play. Considering this, do you believe Russell is the one who will take over Max's spot at Red Bull? Furthermore, can you imagine any circumstance where these drivers might switch teams? Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.